A day full of drama, reaction after Jacaranda rally. In this analysis, I want us to look at the reasons why President is back in the campaign trail barely 6 months after the election. It's not shocking either because we had a president in the past when DP was working with former President Uhuru Kenyatta. While Ruto was meeting ODM MPs in Statehouse, John Mbadi is also threatening to quit as ODM chairman, a position that Babu Owino is telling him that bring it on, it is my time to take it. Gaucho met Raila Odinga, but without Nuru Okanga, after their stormy interview a day after the Kibera rally. And I decided not to address the stormy interview by the two gentlemen because why should I talk about it here while they are my friends? They are the people I can call and yes, I can put out my point, my word to them. So I decided not to. After that stormy Kibera rally, the UDA's strategy was to go after the ODM party. It was to go, and they listened throughout the party, throughout that rally, and I can tell you that they successfully exploited a weakness, a weak point, or a loophole in that rally. After Jacaranda, I think the Jacaranda and Kamkunji, we were busy profiling people who are sponsoring or rather financing them for the tax question. But I think perhaps the Mamangina response suppressed the narrative of Uhuru is funding it, and the tax question a day, that speech by Mamangina, that response by Mamangina saved Uhuru Kenyatta the narrative that is funding Azimio, because then the tax question was put to a perspective. Perhaps before or after Machakos, we'll also see the Wiper team meeting the president. There was a loophole in the ODM rally in Kibera that I think the people that brought up that movement, or the people, the concept bearers of the movement, did not harmonize with the other lobby groups. And that played out. And I also feel that the ODM wrangles played out in public. Of course, Raila Odinga is a man who knows how to play around, or rather to manage these other wrangles here and there. But the fact that those wrangles played out, if you refer to a speech by Gaucho there, and also something that Nani also said, or Jacoya also said there, it was something that was very open, that people were feeling uncomfortable with the way the ODM party was being run. So because that played out in public, I can tell you that anti-Raila crusaders decided to pursue that path, and they went after the ODM party. It was at that meeting that there were threats of those, there have been discussions of those who are not. And I think I've always been saying that, and I listened to even what Martha Karua said, that what Raila is talking about is not a Raila thing, or is neither an ODM thing. So these people who are taking Azimio's rally and reducing it to an ODM affair now speaking about the ODM stuff there, I think they're a bit misguided. It's actually deviating them from the course. Now today, after that, I can tell you that the state went after the ODM party. They went after the ODM party because the highlight of the weekend was the launch of that movement. Now, for that movement to thrive, it needs strong ODM party. You could see that the Bunge la Wananchi, which the ghetto guy, the Pareto President Guy Gaucho, has been so vocal on supporting Raila Odinga on that front, was talking about they were not involved. So a bit of that, people decided that, look here, we are going after the party. We are not going after the people, we are going after the party, take that mobilization. Now, the move for MPs to go and beat President Ruto, it's not disguised, it's not wrong, or rather it's not against the law. it's not. The only thing here is that you message, you have to know how the way you manage it. It thrives on weak political party democracy disguised as working together. Yeah, the working together story. Um, I think I am not so privy to the constitution, but there is a clause that says you need to align with the policies and the ideologies of the party that sponsored you to the parliament. I dare, if some of these people are really standing on the principles and ideologies, then Jaribu Kuresign went back to the electorates. I know that's a long shot. The two is the executive office of the president, because president akikupigia simu bwana wewe lazima uende. No. Now, some of these people, these things, you think it's this easy, but sometimes rais akikupigia simu na tu uende. The real goal that no one is talking about here is William Samuel Ruto has come back and is on early 2027 campaigns. That's what no one is talking about. Ruto is back in the campaign trail. And when you connect the Sunday events, connect with the appointments that are made in different parastatals, and now the political movements of now engineering mass defections from the opposition to this side, I am not seeing bit of what the media is talking about. I'm not seeing bit of that working together thing. I think that working together concept is overrated, or rather it's abused. We've seen other people. Oparanya was with Raila for 10 years, but his track record in Kakamega you cannot despise. So I can tell you, Ruto is forcing his way back in the campaign trail and is making it very fast. This is not shocking, as I said earlier, because after 2018, he was a DP, but disguised the handshake and started campaigning immediately. So by that time, he was out of government. He really wanted it to push. Now, he's seeking re-election. And he knows very well that with the burden of incumbency, you need to do a lot. Kama ni ile alikuwa to deputy president. Now he's a president where he has all the resources and everything and all the freedom and everything in his disposal to do his politics. I can tell you, he is back in the campaign trail. Do you have a problem with that? You better not. That's what it is. You're back in the campaign trail, guys. Kindly subscribe to our channel. Now, let me tell you, there are 4 reasons that have pushed Ruto back to the campaign trail. The one is there is a narrative building that Ruto might be a one-term president. That narrative is sinking. I'm telling you. People are talking about one term. Yes. And yes, it's possible. I'm making a very strong projection. If Azimio wamejipanga, ile kura Chebukati ilitangaza ni kidogo. The gap ni kidogo. The turnout was also low. With the burden of incumbency, Azimio kijipanga, I know it's very difficult to dislodge William Ruto, but we'll have to push Ruto to the core to use excess powers to retain the power. Yes, you can. That's why you'll be told about every sorts of deep state, deep what. Now, Raila camp is regrouping. And the regrouping, it's likely to come up with a euphoria. What would have maybe suppressed Raila, according to me, was that creation of that office, that leader of opposition office, and he was going back to the blue-collar opposition politics. The blue-collar opposition politics, which sadly I'm seeing MPs like Janango, who's now leaving, are the same people that were on Citizen TV saying that Raila should go to the street, he doesn't belong to the blue-collar opposition politics, and now I'm not seeing them. So when they are regrouping, Ruto wanted the blue-collar one, but the blue-collar one is not going to give him the spark. Now that they're regrouping, and with different developments coming up, Ruto has realized that Raila might re-emerge with a new political euphoria. And within no time, the president might lack the safeguards against Raila Odinga. So some of these moves why he's coming up here, he's just coming up with the safeguards to try to control and also manage the situation. As Raila moves in, you try to detonate and deflate. It's because you don't know. The truth of the matter, why I'm telling you they are regrouping here is many people are being fired in government, left, right, and center. Those who may have worked with Uhuru Kenyatta, they're not happy. They're not happy. They're also looking for avenues of making a comeback. These people might coalesce around Raila Odinga. So that regrouping with a discussion about the IBC questions and all that, Ruto is also saying that, look here, Raila might come up with a new euphoria. The other thing here is Chebukati called William Ruto. Maybe. That's my thought. And he might have told President Ruto real figures in the last general election. Yes. I want to believe. Or whether, and real figures doesn't mean the figures that were announced could be wrong. That's what I also mean. Maybe the ones that we announced were wrong, or maybe the figures. And if we go with what Wafula Chebukati announced, 200,000 votes ni kidogo. You know, people have never looked at it that way. But the 200,000 ni kidogo. Look at what we've been saying about Musalia Mudavadi and Wetangula. Only those two fellows na tunasemanga tulishinda 200,000. And by that time, he also made a lot of inroads. Now, apart from, I can tell you, even if Raila was to go to the ballot again, wale watu wamemwacha ni wale tu, just the same voting block. Still invents and put that, and kidogo tu, you get a euphoria that rises above the tribal arrangement. You take it. That's it. Because things are not working out well, the government of the day. So Ruto is realizing, and the president is taking keen interest that I need to manage, otherwise hii 200 na mzee anaweza nipita nayo, anaweza chukua raia aende nayo. So he's also trying to make that. Then lastly, UDA structures are a bit silent, hence the political messaging from UDA is down. UDA's political structures are down. I don't know who is the chairman now. Okay, chairman is Mudama. I've never heard his voice. Of course, it is ruling. It is the ruling coalition. They organize the PG, but they don't speak mostly on what's going on, even though they have the candidature of William Ruto. So William Ruto has realized that he doesn't have a party. The people that were running the party got leadership positions. They nominated themselves to parliament at different positions, and so they do not take. There is nothing going on from that end. So he has realized that if you keep quiet and continue with the other things, it's not going to be manageable. And that's why he has gone back, because him and Gachagua are now trying to play politics. Lastly, I said it, I'll just repeat it. The scorecard is not available. So you need to find ways of mobilization, because the scorecard to mobilize, it's not available. It will not be a leverage for your next campaign. Your next campaign must be fully on mobilization, and that's why I can tell you the unity agenda is coming up. That's my take.